Have you ever wondered what goes on inside the mind of a killer? What if that killer was a student of criminology, someone who studied the very art of crime itself? That's the chilling question at the heart of the Bryan Kohberger case. I'm standing outside the courthouse where today, the final chapter in this horrific saga was written. Bryan Kohberger, the 30-year-old PhD student, has been sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. He admitted to the brutal murders of 4 University of Idaho students, Madison Mogen, Kaylee Goncalves, Zana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin, in a shocking plea deal that took the death penalty off the table. But this isn't a simple story of justice served. The courtroom today was heavy, not just with grief, but with unanswered questions. Judge Stephen Hippler, at times wiping away tears, called the murders an unspeakable evil committed by a faceless coward. He spoke of parents who sent their children to college with moving boxes, only to bring them home in coffins. When offered the chance to finally speak, to offer a single word of explanation or remorse to the grieving families, Kohberger's response was just 2 words: "I respectfully decline." And that silence is what's truly haunting. Here's a man who dedicated his life to understanding crime. Dig a little deeper, and the details become even more disturbing. Investigators found his phone had pinged near the victim's home at least a dozen times in the months before the attack. He had followed all 3 female victims on Instagram. It suggests a period of stalking, of obsession. Was this some twisted academic exercise? Some have speculated he was trying to commit the perfect crime, a final thesis for his dark studies. But for a man so knowledgeable, he made a rookie mistake, leaving a knife sheath at the scene with his DNA on it, the single piece of evidence that unmasked him. The plea deal that spared his life has been a point of major controversy. The families of Kaylee Goncalves and Zana Kernodle expressed fury, saying they were kept in the dark and that the deal robbed them of the one thing they desperately wanted: answers. The agreement doesn't require Kohberger to ever explain his motive. So, as Bryan Kohberger is sent to Idaho's maximum security prison, likely for the rest of his life, the biggest question remains: why? The man who studied criminals so intensely has taken his own monstrous motivations with him to a prison cell, leaving a void of silence that for the families and for all of us may be the cruelest part of his sentence. What do you think was the reason he chose silence?